Madam Chair, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me warmly welcome Her Excellency Mrs. Bryndis Hlotch-Versdottir, Permanent Secretary, Prime Minister Office, and honored Iceland delegation members. Hello, welcome. Your Excellencies, Iceland, traditional country with a strong gender equality policy and with high level of representation of women in decision-making positions. Gender inequality index ranks, global gender gap index ranks, and adoption of the Special Act on Equality Status and Equal Rights irrespective of gender in January 2021, showing the political will of this country, especially on the gender equality policy. The state party ratified optional protocol to the Convention against Torture and other cruel, inhuman and degrading treatment punishments. In 2021, Iceland adopted, acceded to the United Nations Conventions on Statelessness and signed under the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organizations Conventions. We have the very good statistic data on gender pay gap, especially for 2020 and 2022, which showing the best line and the positions of the Iceland on gender equality policy in employment and different sides of the policy. I appreciate with the state party activities for the harmonization of the legislation and measures including for the adoption of international standards. At the same time, we witnessed in the Iceland gender-based violence increasing during the COVID-19 virus pandemic situation. International Convention on the Protection of all persons from enforcement disappearance did not ratify at this moment. Discrimination against minorities and migrants, women with disabilities, have problematic and access to the services especially. There is no article in penal code on forced sterilization at the same time. Violence against women, high-level domestic and sexual violence, including the rape. We are surprised that at this moment it's no better that NHRI did not create it till these days. I didn't go into the registration of the CAHRI's international organization. I will not go directly from all points on all conventions which not ratified or optional protocols at the same time, but I want to underline the position, the State CEDAW Committee especially, that we are supporting gender equality policy, but need to divide sometimes women's rights policy directly. And we are very good informed about the gender equality policy in your country and championship, especially on the Council of Europe policy on the implementation of the strategy. That's why I will go to the questions directly. However, the CEDAW Convention has still not been implemented into domestic law. Direct implementation. You have implemented directly, including direct and indirect discrimination, but what about direct implementation and incorporation directly to the national legislation, especially the CEDAW Convention, and optional protocol directly? At the same time, we have the questions on what state party did for the increasing visibility of the convention. After 2006 until these days, we didn't see the visibility. We didn't see such kind of wide implementation and wide supporting by the state government, especially in education, for example, in the printing, in different sites, in the court decisions, such kind of a CEDAW Convention and optional protocol. Please give us data on the budget on women's rights protection for the last 5 years. When Iceland government will ratify optional protocol for the CRPD and incorporate into national law. Access to justice. Concern regarding for the justice system due to low convictions rates, how perpetrators are using the justice system against the survivors, long proceeding times, mitigation penalties, and the statute of limitations. Why in the court decisions, especially on women and girls' rights, there are no widely implemented CEDAW Convention? How many cases in the decision of the judge refer to the CEDAW Convention and optional protocol? You adopted in your constitution and at the same time special articles, Article 63 in the Constitution and Criminal Code violation of the rules of life code on occupation. What is the problem of the implementation of this penal code, especially in the ground of the sex? Data of court decisions of the sex-based discrimination, because these articles directly going to the CEDAW Convention implementation. Just 6 inquiries and communication procedures adopted from 15 in United Nations treaty body system by Iceland. What's the main problem about the implementation and adoption, especially optional protocols directly in Iceland policy? And 2 more points, especially NGOs. Unfortunately, we do not see any NGO representing your country here, or maybe online, virtual at the same time, did not participate in during the dialogue or preparation to the dialogue. It's a problematic item which is surprised at the same time, not in the best line and assessment of your country. And we know about the polar law system in your country system, including legal basis, expertises. It's a good level, and you're doing very good points. But what about vertical and horizontal segregation on the ground of sex? Thank you very much.